Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Travis with Tech Stimulus, and today I'm going to talk about a smartwatch that has the potential to compete with the Apple Watch Ultra, but is already banned in the United States. Now, there are a lot of great competitors like Samsung and Garmin, for example, but this watch in particular has become the closest in competition so far in comparison to the Apple Watch Ultra, and you're not even going to be able to purchase it within the United States. Now, luckily, those of you outside of the United States will be able to purchase this watch anywhere in the UK or throughout Europe for about 700 to 800 pounds, depending on the version purchased. Now, before I talk about why this watch is banned in the United States, let's have a look at this watch and talk about some of its great features that those of you located outside of the US are going to receive on launch. Now, right off the bat, my first thoughts are no way that this is a smartwatch. This looks just like a traditional watch. This is very, very far off from what we're used to seeing and perceiving as a smartwatch. Now, if you haven't noticed already, the brand is Huawei, and it's called the Watch Ultimate. Now, I'm sure that some of you have heard of Huawei, and I'm sure that you are familiar with the bands that we're going to talk about later on in the video. Now, along with its traditional looks, Huawei claims that this watch is actually 4.5 times stronger than stainless steel. It's made of a zirconium liquid-based metal case, and it's implied that this watch is just as strong and durable as the Apple Watch Ultra. Now, like the Apple Watch, it does have nanotech ceramic bezels and an OLED display. But, however, Huawei does claim to outshine the Apple Watch with at least some of its features. Huawei claims that the battery life of this new watch is 2 weeks. Now, that's insane compared to Apple's 18-hour battery life. But I will say we are unsure of what kind of usage you're going to get out of that watch to make it last 2 weeks. Another claim that Huawei is making with the Watch Ultimate is that it holds a certification that's needed for standard diving equipment, and you have the ability to take this watch down to 110 meters. And this watch also supports technical dives, free dives, as well as recreational dives. The Apple Watch, however, does not have the capability to dive down at those depths, and Apple actually doesn't recommend diving below 40 meters with the Apple Watch Ultimate. Now, on paper, if I were to read off all of these features, you would think I were referring to the Apple Watch, but I'm really not. They really are very, very comparable. Now, these other features that both Huawei and Apple share are a longer strap for diving, a physical button that will launch you straight into expeditions, dual frequency GPS, and marking points. And these marking points will help you find your way back to a trail, and they're much like breadcrumbs. Both watches also have a night mode that will display bright orange text over a black background that will help you see better in the dark. Overall, it seems like a pretty sweet watch, and it's the closest thing you can get to actually having an Apple Watch without having an Apple Watch. But the question still remains, why is it banned? It's just a watch. Now, you might be thinking, wow, Apple was afraid of this company and they got this watch banned so they didn't have competition, but it actually has nothing to do with Apple at all. The ban comes down to the company themselves, Huawei. Now, let me give you a couple examples from the long list of red flags. The United States, along with other countries, believe that Huawei's products contain security holes so that the Chinese government can spy. Other countries and big companies such as Cisco also claim that Huawei has stolen intellectual property. Now, the list of countries and reasons why Huawei is banned is extremely lengthy, and it could be a whole nother video on its own. Huawei was banned and blacklisted back in 2019, and last year the Biden administration continued that ban, and it's still in place today. Huawei claims to have replaced 13,000 parts that are within their products that are placed and blacklisted on the US trade sanctions. They seem like they're trying to dig themselves out of the hole that they've been in for years now, but they still don't have Google mobile services on their phones, and it's 2023. Huawei does produce a lot of different tech products like watches, obviously, laptops, phones, and many other products, but I personally wouldn't touch a Huawei product, mainly because of the bad press that they've had, and I'm not very confident in them as a company. I mean, after all, I live in the United States and their products are banned in the United States, so I would naturally have to stick with bigger brands such as Samsung, Garmin, and Apple, things like that. But I actually prefer that because I know what I'm buying, I know what I'm getting, and these companies have great reputations. Alright guys, thank you for watching. That's all that I have now on Huawei and their new Watch Ultimate. If you did enjoy this video and you did find it to be valuable in any way, please leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any tech-related content, and I will see you guys in the next one.